fans of Brian Lee O'Malley are in luck because we are talking about the Blu-ray for Scott Pilgrim versus The World, or as it were, 7 Evil Ex-Boyfriends.
Kim!
We are a sex bomb, and we are here to watch Scott Pilgrim kick your teeth in! 1, 2, 3, 4!
This is a film by Edgar Wright, the guy that brought us Shaun of the Dead. Great director, has a great sense of humor, obviously. And this is a very sort of loving adaptation of the comic book and the characters therein.
Man, I love this movie. It's a celebration of video game culture, comic book culture. It's got such great visual style and wonderful punctuation, like visual punctuation of jokes.
I think the dramatization of having to go up against a girl of interests, evil exes, is actually very symbolic. I think a lot of people face that when they're in a new relationship, and it deals with all those themes very uniquely, very originally. We watch a lot of comic book adaptations, and a lot of them are not so good.
Yeah.
And this really was one of the much better ones.
It helps that you have a great filmmaker and a really strong ensemble cast.
Yep.
And I love how much fun this movie has with itself. It knows it's having a good time. I had a blast watching it. I could watch it over and over and over again. It's one of my favorite movies of 2010.
It takes place in Toronto, which is nice because Toronto is always the backdrop for other cities. And I also really love the fact that the female characters are quirky and odd and interesting and totally capable and totally badass. About 3/4 of the way through, I started feeling a little like, wow, 7 is a lot. When is something going to be resolved? But that said, I think this is a great Blu-ray package. I think if you're a fan of video games and haven't seen this movie, you absolutely have to see this movie.
Sure.
I think if you're a fan of comic books, you have to see this movie. And the special features are really good.
They're fantastic. There's a 2-part, long, in-depth documentary behind the scenes with tons of footage, really candid interviews with Edgar Wright.
Sort of niche, but I think it became huge as the movie was being produced. More and more people knew about it.
Yeah,
you know,
it really wasn't a huge success at the box office, but I think this is going to be one of those cult films. I think it's way ahead of its time.
I think that's true.
As far as embracing that video game culture.
Kieran Culkin was my favorite.
He's great.
Hey, what's up with his outfit?
Yeah. Is he a pirate?
Are you a pirate?
Pirates are in this year?
So what's your score?
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm giving it a 9.